Welcome to my clubhouse. My name is Sally Colón, and my mind is blown of this next guest. He's incredible. I had to wear like my best, most beautiful dress because he is Hollywood royalty. He's an actor. He is an Academy Award nominee and a 3-time Golden Globe nominee. Please help me welcome Eric Roberts. Woo woo! I'm so excited that you're here.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure.
I've watched you for so many years on so many films. You have over 600 credits. Do you know that about yourself?
I lost count at 75.
Did you? Oh my gosh. So I love to ask this question to all my guests when they first start. Who is Eric Roberts?
Oh, wow. Eric Roberts, to be perfectly honest, all my films are who I am because I have no sense of self. Who I am is who I'm playing, except when I'm at home with my wife, boss, manager, my Eliza.
Who I love, too.
Thank you so much. I'm so proud of my wife.
Yeah.
And that's the person that I'm just me with all day, every day, much to her disdain, I'm sure.
Yeah, you guys are the best. You guys are such a great couple, and I know she's always with you supporting, and you and I have worked on at least 3 films together.
3 films, that's right.
And Liza's always on set supporting you, and you're by your side, and just, she's also an actress.
You would all know her face from Animal House.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so I was kind of going through all my research, you know, and your Wikipedia, I was telling you before the show, is just, there's so much information on there that it took me probably 2 hours to just read through everything in your IMDb. And because you've done so many films, you should be so proud of yourself. So first of all, you were nominated for three Golden Globes.
Best Newcomer, Best Supporting Actor, and Best Actor.
And then most recently, you did a film with Brad Pitt. Am I right about that?
Yeah, Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
The cool Brad.
I just want to know one thing, Eric. Do you have his personal phone number? And can I have it? That's all I want to know.
I won't tell.
Call me. I have to say, Brad Pitt is my and I know I'm 1 in a million or 5 million women that feel this way, but he's just my absolute favorite. What was it like working with him?
I'd say 50 million.
50 million,
and
yeah.
He's just the coolest, easygoing, laid-back, sweet, normal, nice cat.
He's just a nice guy.
Yeah, he is.
So he's not a diva. Like, I always like to know, like, what's the real behind the scenes of these celebrities on set? Is he a diva at all?
Not at all.
Really?
In fact, he did something very kind for and to me. I had this speech at this party scene where I'm drunk, and I did it, and it was only 1 take. The director said, "Cut, we got it, moving on," and Brad applauded. I said, "Wow,
really?"
Dude. Yeah, I said, "Oh, thank you, Brad."
I can't even imagine. Like, that's so cool to me. So you have so many films that you've done, but not just films, you've also done television.
Lots of it.
Lots of television. One of the shows that you did was Less Than Perfect, which you did with my very good friend, Sherry Shepherd.
Ah, Sherry.
She loves
what a
you.
Saint.
She's a saint.
Yeah,
and you know she has
is.
her own talk show now.
I know everything.
I had to throw that in there because she's one of my best friends.
I watch it.
You watch it?
Yeah.
What do you think about it so far?
Well, I love everything Sherry does because I love Sherry. Everything she does has a wonderful warmth about it because it's how she is.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You have your sister, Julia Roberts.
Julia. The biggest star in the world.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think that you'll ever do a movie with your sister, Julia?
Well, that's up to her and her schedule. I've got a very busy schedule, but I'm not one of the #1 stars in the world. So
you're not?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm just kind of famous.
You are famous. Yeah, you are. And your daughter is also famous.
Thank you very much,
Emma Roberts,
yeah.
Who's done several films, and she's done some stuff for Nickelodeon. Her very first film was Blow.
That's right.
Right?
Johnny Depp.
With Johnny Depp. She played his daughter.
Johnny Depp's first movie after 21 Jump Street was called Slow Burn with me and Beverly D'Angelo. 6 degrees of separation.
See?
Yeah.
I love that. So what has been one of your absolute, and I know this is like asking, you know, who's your favorite child, but what has been one of your favorite projects you've ever worked on that like maybe changed your life a little bit?
Well, I've done a lot of movies.
Yes.
So I've got a lot of favorites. King of the Gypsies, Star 80, Runaway Train, It's My Party, Love is a Gun, Purgatory. Those are that is 1% of my movies that I just worship.
Tell me why those movies like hit you in a different way than the other ones.
Well, it was also the experience of actually doing them, but it was outside me. It was all the other people, the script, the circumstances, the story, the character before I step in. Perfect. Then I step in and it's all like a gift to me. Oh my God. And it just made me happy every day to be an actor.
Yeah.
And those 6 movies, I transformed out of Eric completely. And I'm very proud of that because I'm not crazy. I just stepped aside. So it was really fun for me and really fulfilling. And I miss Sam Shepard every day. He was my co-star in Purgatory.
Yeah. There's been a lot of incredible actors who have passed away recently.
I know it.
Like, I feel like every time someone passes away, it's like a part of the world goes with it.
It is in an odd way because art in our society comes last. So then you have these artists who give us these things. And when they die, oh my God, but we still have their gift.
Right.
So it's like they lose.
Yeah.
Oh, and yeah.
Did you always want to be an actor?
Ever since I was cognizant.
Really?
When I was a little boy, I had a terrible stutter. I could not talk publicly. In a grammar school, everybody would laugh at me in class. It was really bad. But I found out when I memorized things, I could talk without stuttering. So at first it became a cheat.
Yeah.
And then it became fun. And then I knew where to put it in acting.
Yeah.
And then it became a tool. Then I got good at it.
Yeah.
Then I fell in love. Then acting became my mistress.
Wow.
That was where I went.
Does Eliza know about this mistress?
She does. She does.
Yeah, she does. So,
and she approves.
And she approves. I know. She's the best, by the way. I wish she was here. So in 2018, you did a interview with Vanity Fair, and you talked about how the big Hollywood studios weren't calling as much. Because when you're a big star, you're getting all kinds of calls. You're getting scripts sent to you, and then you're in it for a long time, and then the calls start to slow down. Do you remember that time?
Yeah, but that's not really what's interesting. What's interesting is how the industry changed, and that now the independent film is king.
It is.
It's not the studio.
Right.
And so when the calls slow down, you're from the studio. When they took film and they gave us digital, everybody became their own studio if they had a camera.
True.
So all they had to get was distribution. And from that day on, I get maybe 30 offers every single day of my life from all over the world.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's really fun. And
you love doing independent films.
Oh, sure. I mean, that's the only kind of films there are anymore.
Right.
So it's fine. So
I was talking to my friend Brian Rader, who said he knows you, but I'm sure a lot of people say they know you.
He does.
Yeah, you know Brian Rader? Yeah, he's a good friend of mine. I interviewed him a few weeks ago.
Lovely man.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
But he was talking about how, that is the thing now, like independent films, because nobody really goes to the theater anymore, right? So the independent filmmakers like myself, finally, I feel like we're finally having our moment. And amazing actors like you are willing to do that smaller independent film because you're just supportive. Like, we've done 3 films together that you were gracious enough to say yes to. And I know that, yes, it's the big movies with the Brad Pitts and all that stuff is wonderful, and Margaret and all the incredible people that you've worked with.
And it's pretty cool.
Amazing. And music videos, you did Mariah Carey's music video. Like, you've worked with, as I was reading your Wikipedia, you've worked with some of the top major celebrities of the world. Which one has impacted you the most?
I'm going to tell you a real quick story.
Yeah.
Margot Robbie.
Really?
Oh, my goodness. And I never told her this.
Yeah.
But I'm in a car, in a 1919 car.
Yeah.
And I'm driving, and I'm in the driver's seat talking to her out the window. And it's about a half-mile drive at about 5 miles an hour, 3 miles an hour. She's walking backwards on a raised wall in a man's shirt, barefoot, talking to me for the whole length of the driveway. She never looked back or looked down. She just kept talking to me, walking backwards the whole time.
Wow.
She is the most magnificent actor mechanically, emotionally, technically, and intellectually and artistically I've ever been around. She blew my mind. And I'm a snob. I don't have blown minds. I was blown away.
Yeah.
And she is just magnificent.
Yeah.
And it was just a pleasure to be in a scene with her. She's fantastic.
She's amazing. She's newer. Like, she's a newer actress, right? She's younger. She's been around for a few years,
but she's under 40.
She's under 40. But everything I've seen her in, she was brilliant. She's like one of those ones that like kind of rises to the top.
She's a magic trick.
Yeah, she's a magic trick. I agree with you. Our partner is Amazon Live. As you know, we're on Amazon Live. For those of you watching at Amazon Live, I'm here with Mr. Eric Roberts, who is, to me, Hollywood royalty. And so we're gonna show you guys a few favorite things, and I'm gonna ask you what the last thing that you got on Amazon was. Okay. So remember what that is. So let me just go through just a couple things. You guys know my favorite thing. Eric, if you don't have this, the Hydro Flask bottle, the water, if it's cold, stays cold for 24 hours.
Cool.
So if you don't have one of these, it comes in all different colors. It has a little straw. I have 4 different books that you guys can see here. We're on a wide shot. We have Women Like Us, which is a book that I co-wrote that is available on Amazon. We have Jay Shetty's book, Think Like a Monk, which is, I studied under Jay. He's incredible. We have Tim's story, The Miracle Mentality. Are you a big reader?
I am.
You are? What's your latest book?
I have a 5,000 book library.
Get out.
Yeah.
What kind of books do you like to read?
Well, I like all books, but I go a long time into biographies, then I go a long time into fiction, a long time into nonfiction.
Oh.
I have these spurts of stuff.
Your spurts. I'm mostly nonfiction because I just like hearing people's stories. So I love that. But what's your latest book that you're reading right now?
Let me see. What am I reading right now? What's on my bedside table? Winston Churchill.
Oh, wow.
Because of what's going on politically in England with the Queen dying, what have you, I want to understand their point of view.
Right.
And I love Charles, and I love his boys, and I think by the looks of Harry, I shouldn't say this. Never
say
mind.
it.
No.
Say it.
I'm not going to do it.
Oh, you were right there.
I stopped myself.
Yeah.
Those 3 men are cool.
Yeah.
And they need to act like
they need to unite as a family.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I think there's been a little bit of stuff going on there.
I mean, we all have to be loyal to our women.
Absolutely.
But those 3 guys should hang out.
That was a really good way to say that.
Yeah.
I have to say. A couple other things. The Alchemist is an incredible book. Have you read this one?
I have not.
This is a really good one. I recommend to everybody. It's available on Amazon. And then last but not least, it's not for nothing. Oh, no. And it's the best. It's HD. It's fabulous. This is my favorite thing from Amazon. It is Kate Spade. And because I'm getting older, Eric, I am getting a little older. It's okay, though.
You look good to me, babe.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I just got complimented by Eric Roberts. These are my glasses for reading. What do you think?
They're cute.
They're cute, right?
They are.
Because I'm Puerto Rican. I'm
I
Latina.
like the color.
And in the red, you know, because we're known. Speaking of Puerto Rico, I do have to say one thing because I am from Puerto Rico. I don't know if you've seen everything that's happening right now. There was another hurricane. Maria devoured our island 5 years ago, and here we are. I flew to the island during that time.
Only worse.
This is not as bad. It's not as bad.
It's not as bad? I thought it was worse.
It's not worse. It's not as bad. I talked to my aunt yesterday, and there's about 800,000 people without water. And then most of the island is without power.
That's a lot of thirst.
It's a lot of thirst. So pray for Puerto Rico. Those are my people. And so all of this is available on Amazon, and these Life Bites, which we're going to go get into later in the show, is also available on Amazon. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Let's backtrack.
Do you want to backtrack?
And let's talk about Women Like Us.
Let's do it.
Because I've always been a firm believer, you know, way before this all started with the equality of women stuff. I've always been a firm believer that, women rule the world.
We do.
We just, pretend we do because, you guys are always the boss. One time we're breastfed up until we say, I do, up until we quit.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys are the bosses.
Yeah.
And I don't know why we pretend that's not true.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Who are the people that pretend that's not true?
Every old white guy I've ever met.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. So this film was, I call it my third child.
Why?
It's everything to me. It was, my mom passed away. She left me some money. My mom was one of those women that gave back. She was a social worker for special needs kids. And when she left me that money, I knew that I was going to take that money and do something to dedicate towards my mom. And so the film is about women that are changing the world in the areas of sex trafficking, FGM in Africa. I shot it in Africa.
Wow.
And it was just one of the most greatest experiences of my life.
We have to all make an effort to see women like us.
Yes.
Cool.
I'll send you the link so you and
I
Eliza
would
can
love
watch
to
it.
see it. Thank you.
And
cool.
this book is kind of cool. This book has my entire life story in it. So
Wow.
if you don't know something about me, you can read this book. And in the back, there's a quote, my quote, "I'm not going to wait for someone else to do it. I'm going to be that one that does it."
Nice, baby.
Because, you know, not one person can change the whole world, but together we can.
Well, that's the idea.
Together. Yeah.
That's
absolutely.
the idea. Yeah.
Yeah. So what is your latest project? Because I know you're like nonstop. I feel like you're always working on a film. So what is like, are you working on like 10 films right now?
Kinda.
See?
Yeah. There's nothing I can talk about really.
Really? What is that? What?
There is, well, you know, everybody steals when you talk about ideas
Sure.
and things or characters. Oh, that's a good one. And so we actually have to sign waivers now where if it's traced back to you,
Yep.
you get fined. So it's like we can't speak anymore up until it's shot.
Right.
Then we can talk.
So you have to sign NDAs now.
Yeah, we do.
Because everybody's stealing ideas.
Yeah, but like crazy.
Like crazy. Tell me, have you had a story of someone that stole something from you and you had to?
Not from me,
Okay.
no, but from you know the studio. That
Yeah.
Oops, that idea was going to be a motion picture. Now it's on TV as a series. What?
What?
Yeah, I know. It's like that. Yeah, it's funny how that works.
See, you got to protect your property, your IP, as we say in the industry.
Right. Intellectual property.
Intellectual property, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, can you give me one, like the most incredible Hollywood story that you remember from maybe working with a great actor, or maybe there was something that happened on set? But you've been around for so long.
An old story I haven't told in years
Yes.
that I back in the 70s, I used to tell because it was so shocking, but I haven't told it in years, so I'll tell it here. In my first movie, King of the Gypsies, I'm like starring in it, and I'm scared every day. It's my first movie with all these stars, with Susan Sarandon's playing my mom,
Wow.
Shelley Wynn is playing my grandmother, Sterling Hayden is playing my grandfather, Brooke Shields is playing my baby sister.
Love that.
Brooke Shields was already a veteran.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have my first night shoot coming up. I had already been shooting for 3 weeks, and I have my first night shoot coming up, and I show up on the set about 5 p.m. I go into my trailer, and I get dressed, and I get a knock on my door. Mr. Hayden would like to talk to you, Sterling Hayden.
Wow.
Oh, cool. So I go over and knock on his door. Come in. Open the door. I walk in, and it reeks of hashish, and he's smoking a pipe.
Oh.
Have a seat, young man. I do. I sit down. Do you get stoned? He says to me. I said, I've been known to. Want to get stoned?
Yeah.
I said, no, I can't act stoned. He said, why not? I said, because I can't talk when I'm stoned. Oh, he says, well, I like to get a little high when I act. He's smoking a pipe. He's smoking hash.
Oh.
He says to me, what's the scene about tonight? No, he said, what scene are we shooting tonight? I said, scene 87. He said, I know the number. What happens? I said, well, it's kind of a pivotal scene. You take me home. I'd like run away, and you take me home. And he goes, are you good at improvisation? I said, yeah, good, because that's what we're doing.
Oh my gosh.
But he was fantastic.
Really?
He was so good to me. Such a good actor.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic scene. It's a scene in my first film, King of the Gypsies, when he has these thugs throw me in the back of a car with him, and he tells me I have to come home, and he tells me why. And
you know what's so cool about improvisation, I have to say, that I feel like a lot of movies should be that. Because give me the line that I have to stay within, but just let me improvise. I feel like that's more natural. Don't you feel that way?
the reason that a writer has a script
Yeah.
is to keep you on track and also make every character sound different from the other character. And if you're just improving, you're going to end up sounding alike unless you're arguing.
Okay.
And so it's kind of a trap you'll fall into to get very boring. So you have to be careful.
That's a good point.
You have to be careful.
Okay. I guess the reason I said that is because I got booked on a film at the last minute and I couldn't memorize all the stuff. It was just too much at the last minute. So they allowed me to improvise. I knew what the scene was about, and that just felt natural for me.
Great.
In that moment. But you're right. I mean, that part is good too. So can we talk about your sister for a minute?
Sure.
So obviously there was so much drama, that people caused. I don't know exactly the story. I've read a lot of things.
No, there's not a story.
But there were stories, but not the right stories.
There's not a story at all.
Is everything okay?
There's not a story to be found anywhere.
Yeah.
No, the only thing that ever happened that I'm aware of was in 1992. I'm doing an interview for a brand new movie, and they kept asking about Julie.
Oh.
So I said, excuse me, let's talk about me, shall
we?
Thinking that was very funny.
Yeah.
And they thought, oh, there's a problem.
Oh, they made that a problem.
Yeah. So that's how it all started.
Wow.
1992, let's talk about me, shall we? Became
a big thing.
Yeah.
And back in that day...
And I thought I was being really funny.
But they didn't take it that way.
No, they didn't.
They were probably just looking, if you're looking for trouble, you're going to find it. They were looking for trouble. And back then, remember the Enquirer and the Globe?
I love the Enquirer.
Do you?
I read every issue.
Do you really?
I love that
Wait,
magazine.
is it still around?
No.
Oh, I was going to say, because the Globe, the Enquirer, all that stuff is not around anymore. So we're going to start winding down. And I wanted to ask you, is there anything that you want your audience to know? We were talking about TikTok earlier. You have a new page with your wife. Tell us about the TikTok page.
I want all my fans to find me on TikTok because I'm brand new. And I'm real tired of traveling. I want to stay home.
Aww.
So I did like 12 movies last year. It was a good year. But I like my wife and I like my house.
Aww.
I want to be home.
Oh, I love that. Well, TikTok to all my TikTok followers and Instagram followers and everybody on Amazon. And then people are going to watch this on YouTube and all my people on Clubhouse. Make sure you're following Eric Roberts on his TikTok. So tell us the name of your TikTok.
I don't know. What's on my TikTok?
Eric and Eliza Roberts.
Eric and Eliza Roberts. So it's Eric, E-R-I-C, and, is it and like A-N-D?
A-N-D.
And then Eliza is E-L-I-Z-A, and then Roberts, like the name Robert with an S. So make sure you guys check that out. And I just want to thank you for taking time, because I know how busy you are.
You don't have to thank me. It's lovely to be here.
I love that I made one phone call and I was like, would Eric be interested? And it was a quick yes. And we sent, information and you got everything back to us on time.
I got a good office.
You're just a professional.
And the matcha tea here is fantastic.
I thank you. Well, they make it in the back and it's, just kidding. We don't have matcha tea. But you know what? We'll get some for you if you want some.
No, I had matcha tea.
Oh, you had it already. Okay, good. Well, I appreciate you being here. And you're fabulous. And the mask, I love the mask.
Well, I'm a proponent of masks.
Yeah.
I think we all have to be careful. And had we all been careful at the very beginning, it might be over by now. Come on, guys.
There we go. So thanks again for being with us, and we'll be watching and supporting you. And what's your social media? You're on Instagram because I follow you.
I'm on everything.
You're on everything as Eric Roberts.
Eric Roberts.
Eric Roberts. So make sure you follow Eric Roberts. And I appreciate you all for being with us. Thank you so much, Amazon and Instagram and TikTok and Clubhouse and YouTube. There's so many people that support the show. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we will see you next time on Welcome to My Clubhouse. Bye-bye.